Microsoft has just named Google the 600-pound gorilla and is going to come to take their lunch. In this video, I'm going to explain this attack on Google. Hello everybody and welcome back. If you've been paying attention to the stock market this week, you know that Microsoft has just made a crazy move against Google. If you're unaware, Microsoft has just called out Google on their browser dominance. Coming off the heels of the $10 billion investment into OpenAI, Microsoft just announced that it will now be introducing ChatGPT into its Bing search engine. So in this video, we're going to be providing a breakdown of Microsoft's move into the search engine world, Google's response to it, and my perspective on this situation.
They're the 800-pound gorilla on this, which is what they are, and I hope that with our innovation, they will definitely want to come out and show that they can dance, and I want people to know that we made them dance, and I think that'll be a great day.
That was just Microsoft's CEO speaking about how he plans on to wage war against Google. You may be asking yourself how big of a deal this is for both companies. I think the best way to show this is by the global search market share over time. As you can see, from the early 2000s, Google shined in the search market share. As in their last quarter, they made $76 billion worth of revenue and $42.6 billion from the search advertising business alone. Here's also the S-curve of advertising value for Google over time. This just shows how profitable the search market is. This is exactly what the Microsoft CEO says all the time, where all he wants to do is take piece by piece this very profitable business. He believes that if he is able to do this, he'll be able to create more reward for his investors, and I think he is 100% correct. I think this is a very smart move from Microsoft, being able to integrate all these products together.
Monetization model is still search ads, right? It's direct response search ads. But as you bring more and more content on the screen, that model might change, or the price of those ads might change.
It's so wonderful. I mean, just think about what you just said. You said, okay, here is the largest software category where we have the smallest share. And what you just painted out is an unbelievable picture of incremental GM. If Steve Ballmer saw that, he would have lit up and said, oh my God, very few times in history.
As you can see by the last clip, Microsoft looks forward to sharing this future market share with Google. They believe if they can successfully implement AI into Bing, it'll cause Google to have to innovate in a market where they haven't done in a while. Microsoft also sees this as a long-term play as well because they think that they can gain some of Google's market share, which is some of the most market share in the tech world. Microsoft plans to try to slowly grow Bing into some of Google market share. They also emphasize the fact that they think that the search market share is enough for multiple companies to succeed in.
Do opportunities like that show up where you suddenly can start a new race? With a base where every day is incremental GM for you, and someone else has to play to protect it all, every user and all the GM.
This is Microsoft CEO talking about how Bing is already a profitable business and all he has to do is slowly gain ground over Google. He believes that this product makes Bing competitive with Google in the search browser space, and I think it definitely has a shot based off what I've seen so far, and I'm definitely looking forward. However, after hearing about the news of Microsoft's AI unveiling and losing billions of dollars of value overnight, Google was not far behind. Google scheduled the unveiling of their product last week, and it is trained on an AI language model similar to ChatGPT. Google's presentation, however, was nothing special like the unveiling of ChatGPT for Microsoft. Google spent most of the time highlighting that they also have products that use artificial intelligence. They only spent a few seconds at the end of the presentation to highlight what was coming up next.
It's important to make it easy, safe, and scalable for others to benefit from these advances. Next month, we'll start onboarding developers, creators, and enterprises so they can try a generative language API, initially powered with Lambda, with a range of models to follow.
However, on the day of the presentation, the second significant drop to the stock price came after Bard, Google's search assistant, got a question incorrect. This has severely hurt Google's reputation in this industry. Since then, Google has acknowledged and corrected the mistake. However, this is not what's expected out of the premier players in this industry. This leads me right into my impressions on each product. Before we begin with my impressions of these products, I think that to note that I am a Google investor. As you can see on screen, I have about $1,000 in Google stock. However, it is also important to note that I also own Microsoft stock through the S&P 500. I think that as an investor, this is the best possible scenario you can be in. Two very profitable companies about to make each other better. I think that Google's product will be very similar to Microsoft's. I think at the end of the day, each product will become embedded into each of their softwares. Just like Microsoft showed that example with Bing, how it could read information from a quarterly report and then put it into an Excel spreadsheet. I think Google will be able to implement this the same way. However, Microsoft has already mentioned that their Bing AI is trained on a different model than ChatGPT, one specifically for internet search. It has been known that Google has been working on a very similar product like this for many years, and word on the street is that Google's product is very good. Some even being fired for saying that it's almost too good. With this in mind, and knowing Google as a company, I thought that Google did not deserve this 10% plus drop in share price. I think that in the long term, Google will be able to implement this product in a better way for search. However, Microsoft will definitely be able to create a successful product. I think that ChatGPT and deep artificial intelligence are just going to become normal parts of our lives. Instead of having to pull information from the web and put it onto your computer in unique ways yourself, your computer will now be able to pull that information from the web and do all of the work itself. I have already used these products in different ways, and I think that they're absolutely incredible. As an investor, it's always nice to know that your companies are innovating, and if you own the S&P 500, you own both of these companies innovating. So with that in mind, this past week I bought $125 worth of Google stock. I think that this overdramatic decline in stock price was irrational, so I decided to buy this stock. I like to see myself as a passive-aggressive investor. Whenever I'm investing, if I don't see good deals out there, I'd rather buy an index. However, in very specific moments of time, when I think a unique situation presents itself, like this decline in Google stock, in a space where I think I have an advantage. With all this said, this past week I bought $125 worth of Google stock. I think that long term, both of these companies will be successful with their products. In closing, I think whether if you're an investor, a user of any of these products, an advertiser, or anyone that has to deal with anything with both of these companies, they are the people winning. This is prime capitalism by Microsoft forcing Google to innovate. I think that these AI chatbots will become very prevalent. Originally, when I heard about ChatGPT, I assumed that maybe it would be coming in late 2023. I was very surprised when I saw that Microsoft was already going to integrate it into Bing. That makes me think that by this summertime, both of these companies will have their full products released. This is a product that I truly think will be revolutionary. I think that by this summer, Bing and Google will have both of their search engines open to the public, and I'm truly excited to see what people are doing with those products then. If you enjoyed this analysis of Microsoft versus Google in the upcoming browser wars, I highly encourage you to check out my most recent portfolio update. Thank you.